2026 is going to be a year stargazers will remember for decades. We're talking about cosmic events so rare that some won't happen again in our lifetimes. Total solar eclipses crossing continents, planetary alignments unseen for centuries, and more. In this video, we're counting down 7 incredibly rare celestial phenomena gracing our skies in 2026. Some you can see from your backyard, others require travel. Grab your telescope, mark your calendars, and let's explore what makes 2026 extraordinary. The August total solar eclipse. Starting our countdown at number 7 is an event that will literally stop people in their tracks. A total solar eclipse on August 12, 2026. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Didn't we just have a total solar eclipse in 2024? You're absolutely right. But here's why this one is special. The August 2026 eclipse will trace a path across some of the most populated and accessible regions of the Northern Hemisphere. The path of totality, that narrow band where the moon completely blocks the sun, will sweep across the Arctic, Greenland, Iceland, and Spain before crossing into North Africa. But here's the kicker. Cities like Reykjavik, Iceland, and several locations in northern Spain will experience totality, making this one of the most viewable total solar eclipses in modern history. What makes a total solar eclipse so extraordinary? During the brief moments of totality, which can last anywhere from a few seconds to over 4 minutes, depending on your location, the sun's corona becomes visible. This is the sun's outer atmosphere, a ghostly halo of superheated plasma that's normally invisible because the sun's surface is so blindingly bright. The temperature drops, stars become visible in the middle of the day, and animals often behave as if night has suddenly fallen. For the 2026 eclipse, viewers in parts of Spain could experience totality lasting nearly 4 minutes. 4 minutes of daytime darkness, of seeing the solar corona with your own eyes, of witnessing one of nature's most spectacular displays. The last time a total solar eclipse crossed Spain was in 1905, over 120 years ago. If you're in Europe or can travel there, this is absolutely not an experience to miss. Even if you can't make it to the path of totality, much of Europe, North Africa, and parts of North America will see a partial eclipse where the moon takes a bite out of the sun. It's beautiful, but let me be clear, it's nothing compared to totality. The difference between a 99% partial eclipse and 100% totality is literally the difference between day and night. Halley's Comet Debris, ETA, Aquarid Meteor Shower. Coming in at number 6 is a meteor shower that happens every year, but 2026 might give us something special. An enhanced Eta Aquarid meteor shower in early May. The Eta Aquarids are created when Earth passes through the debris trail left behind by Halley's Comet. Yes, that Halley's Comet, the famous one that only visits the inner solar system every 75 to 76 years and won't be back until 2061. But even though the comet itself is far away, out beyond Neptune right now, it leaves behind a stream of dust and particles along its orbital path. Every year in late April and early May, Earth plows through this debris field, and those tiny particles burn up in our atmosphere, creating the Eta Aquarid meteor shower. So why is 2026 special? Meteor shower predictions are tricky, but astronomers have noted that we might pass through a denser portion of Halley's debris trail in 2026. Normally, the Eta Aquarids produce about 40 to 60 meteors per hour at their peak, and they're known for their speed. These meteors hit our atmosphere at about 148,000 miles per hour, making them some of the fastest meteors you can see. They often leave persistent trains, glowing trails that can linger in the sky for several seconds. An enhanced shower could potentially double or even triple that rate, giving observers in the southern hemisphere especially a spectacular show. The northern hemisphere can see them too, though the radiant point, the spot in the sky where the meteors appear to originate is lower on the horizon. What makes this particularly poignant is the connection to Halley's Comet itself. When you watch an Eta Aquariid meteor streak across the sky, you're seeing a piece of perhaps the most famous comet in human history. Halley's Comet has been observed and recorded for over 2,000 years. It appeared in the Bayeux Tapestry in 1066. It terrified medieval populations who saw it as an omen, and it's inspired countless works of art and literature. These tiny fragments burning up in our atmosphere are our only connection to this cosmic wanderer until it returns in the 2060s. Mars, at opposition and closest approach. At number 5, we have something that might not sound immediately impressive, but astronomically speaking, it's huge. Mars will reach opposition and make its closest approach to Earth in over 2 years. Mars reaches opposition when it's directly opposite the Sun in our sky, roughly every 2 years and 2 months. But not all oppositions are created equal. Because both Earth and Mars have elliptical orbits, the distance between us during opposition can vary dramatically. Some oppositions bring Mars as close as 35 million miles, while others leave it at a more distant 63 million miles. In 2026, we're getting a favorable opposition. Mars will be in the constellation Virgo, and while it won't be one of the extremely close approaches like the historic 2003 event, it will still be significantly brighter and larger in telescopes than during less favorable years. Why does this matter? Mars is the planet we're most likely to visit with human missions in the coming decades. It's the focus of intense scientific study, with multiple rovers currently exploring its surface. When Mars is at opposition and close approach, it's the best time to observe it. Through even a modest backyard telescope, you can see the planet's polar ice caps, dark surface features, and occasionally dust storms that can engulf the entire planet. But there's something else happening with Mars in 2026 that makes it extra special, which leads us to our next entry, the planetary alignment. Number 4 on our list is a planetary alignment that's going to be visible in the pre-dawn sky, and it's the kind of thing that only happens once in a great while. Multiple planets appearing close together in our sky. In late February through early March of 2026, you'll be able to see Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn all visible simultaneously in the pre-dawn sky. They'll appear to form a chain across the ecliptic, the path the Sun takes through our sky. While these planets are, of course, millions or even billions of miles apart in three-dimensional space, from our perspective on Earth, they'll appear relatively close together. What makes this alignment particularly special is the inclusion of Mercury. This small innermost planet is notoriously difficult to spot because it never strays far from the Sun in our sky. It's only visible shortly after sunset or shortly before sunrise, close to the horizon, and for brief periods. But during this alignment, Mercury will be at one of its best elongations of the year, making it easier to spot. Venus, our sister planet, will be the brightest object in this celestial gathering, so bright that you can sometimes see it during the day if you know where to look. Jupiter will be the second brightest, while Mars will show its distinctive reddish hue. Saturn, the ringed giant, will be the dimmest of the group, but still easily visible to the naked eye. For anyone with a telescope or even good binoculars, this is an opportunity to planet hop in a single viewing session. Point your scope at Venus, and you'll see its crescent phase. Swing over to Jupiter, and its 4 largest moons will be visible. Move to Saturn, and those magnificent rings will come into view, though they're going to be nearly edge-on in 2026, which brings us to another rare event on our list. These planetary alignments have fascinated humans throughout history. Ancient civilizations built monuments to track these movements. Astrologers believed they influenced human affairs, and even today, There's something profound about seeing multiple worlds in our solar system displayed together in the sky. Saturn's rings edge on. Coming in at number 3 is a phenomenon that only occurs roughly every 15 years. Saturn's rings will appear edge on from Earth's perspective. Saturn's rings are one of the most iconic sights in astronomy. Even through a small telescope, they're instantly recognizable and absolutely breathtaking. But here's something most people don't realize. Saturn is tilted on its axis, just like Earth. As Saturn orbits the Sun over its 29.5-year journey, we see its rings from different angles. Sometimes we see them tilted toward us, giving us a magnificent view of their full glory. Other times, we see them edge on. In 2025, and continuing into early 2026, Saturn's rings will be approaching their edge-on position. The rings, despite being over 170,000 miles in diameter, are incredibly thin, in most places only about 30 feet thick. When they are edge-on to us, they can actually disappear entirely in smaller telescopes, leaving Saturn looking like a bare, ringless world. Why is this rare and special? First, it reminds us of just how thin and delicate these rings actually are. Second, it's during these edge-on periods that we can sometimes spot Saturn's moons more easily. Without the bright rings to create glare, moons that usually get lost in the ring shine become more visible. Third, it's a geometric reminder of our constantly changing perspective in the solar system. We're not looking at a static universe, but a dynamic, moving cosmic dance. The rings will be at their absolute thinnest apparent width in March 2025. But throughout early 2026, they'll still appear dramatically different from how we usually see them. If you've only ever seen Saturn with its rings tilted majestically, seeing it with edge-on rings is a genuinely different experience. And here's the best part. After the rings pass through edge-on, they'll begin tilting the other direction, and over the next several years, we'll get increasingly better views of the opposite face of the rings. It's like watching a slow cosmic magic trick unfold over decades. Total lunar eclipse. Our number 2 spot goes to a celestial event that's been inspiring humans since before recorded history, a total lunar eclipse. In 2026, we're getting not one, but 2 total lunar eclipses, but the one on September 7th is particularly special because of its visibility and timing. Unlike solar eclipses, which are only visible from narrow paths on Earth's surface, lunar eclipses can be seen by everyone on the night side of the planet. The September 7th, 2026 total lunar eclipse will be visible from Europe, Africa, Asia, and Australia. That's more than half the world's population having the opportunity to witness this event. So, what exactly happens during a total lunar eclipse? As the moon passes through Earth's shadow, it doesn't disappear completely. Instead, it often turns a deep red or orange color, which is why these events are sometimes called blood moons. This color comes from sunlight being filtered and refracted through Earth's atmosphere. The sunrises and sunsets happening around Earth at that moment are essentially illuminating the moon. It's been described as seeing every sunrise and sunset on Earth simultaneously, painted across the lunar surface. The totality phase, when the moon is completely immersed in Earth's shadow, can last well over an hour, giving you plenty of time to observe, photograph, and contemplate this cosmic alignment. Unlike solar eclipses, lunar eclipses are completely safe to watch with the naked eye, and they're actually better without a telescope for the full effect, though binoculars or a telescope can reveal stunning details. What makes the 2026 eclipse particularly notable is that we're in a period of relatively frequent lunar eclipses. After 2026, total lunar eclipses visible from major population centers will become less common for several years. Additionally, the moon will be passing through the central part of Earth's shadow, which should produce an especially dark and colorful eclipse. Throughout history, lunar eclipses have terrified and amazed humanity. ancient Chinese believed a dragon was eating the moon. Some Mesopotamian cultures saw eclipses as omens. Christopher Columbus famously used his knowledge of an upcoming lunar eclipse to intimidate indigenous people in Jamaica. But today, we can appreciate these events for what they truly are: beautiful reminders of the clockwork precision of orbital mechanics and our place in the solar system. The August 12th total solar eclipse, path of totality details. And finally, we arrive at our #1 most incredible rare sky event of 2026. You might be saying, wait, didn't you already mention the August solar eclipse at number 7? Yes, but I only scratched the surface. The August 12th, 2026 total solar eclipse deserves the top spot, and here's why. This eclipse represents a confluence of factors that make it perhaps the astronomical event of the decade. Let me break down what makes it so extraordinary. First, the path of totality crosses some of the most accessible and tourist-friendly locations in the world. Iceland, a country that's become incredibly popular for astronomical tourism because of its dark skies and northern lights, will experience totality. The Icelandic sunset occurring during totality will create an almost surreal 360-degree sunset effect on the horizon. Spain's northern coast, including potentially parts of tourist-heavy regions, will see totality. This accessibility means millions of people will have the opportunity to experience this without needing to travel to remote locations. Second, the duration of totality in some locations will exceed 3.5 to nearly 4 minutes. To put that in perspective, the average total solar eclipse provides about 2 minutes of totality. Those extra minutes matter enormously. It gives you time to truly absorb what's happening, to see the corona in detail, to watch for solar prominences, and to experience the full emotional and psychological impact of the event. Third, this eclipse is occurring during a period of high solar activity. The sun goes through an 11-year cycle of activity, and 2026 is near the peak of solar cycle 25. During solar maximum, the sun's corona is more symmetrical and extended, making it even more spectacular during totality. We might see more prominences, those bright loops and arcs of plasma extending from the sun's surface, and the corona itself will have that classic flowing appearance that's been depicted in art throughout history. Fourth, there's the historical significance. As I mentioned earlier, Spain hasn't seen a total solar eclipse since 1905. For Iceland, this is a chance for a nation that's deeply connected to astronomical phenomena to experience one of nature's grandest spectacles. The cultural and scientific communities in these regions are already planning massive viewing events, educational programs, and research opportunities. But here's what really elevates this to the #1 spot. Totality is a transformative experience in a way that no other astronomical event quite matches. I want to be clear about this. I've talked to countless people who've witnessed total solar eclipses, and almost universally, they describe it as one of the most profound experiences of their lives. It's not just about seeing something rare or beautiful. There's something primal and overwhelming about watching day turn to night in minutes, about seeing the sun's corona with your own eyes, about feeling the temperature drop, and hearing animals react in confusion. The diamond ring effect, when the last bit of sun's photosphere vanishes and the corona springs into view, has literally brought seasoned astronomers to tears. The Baily's beads, those last fragments of sunlight streaming through lunar valleys, create a jeweled effect around the moon's edge. And then totality itself, that ethereal, otherworldly light of the corona, so different from anything else in nature. Here's something else. Total solar eclipses have been scientifically important throughout history. It was during a total solar eclipse in 1919 that scientists confirmed Einstein's theory of general relativity by observing how the sun's gravity bent starlight. Eclipses have helped us understand the sun's corona, discover helium, and study the sun's atmosphere in ways that would otherwise be impossible. For amateur astronomers and photographers, this eclipse represents an opportunity to capture something truly special. The techniques for photographing eclipses have advanced dramatically, and social media means that images from this event will be shared instantly worldwide, inspiring the next generation of astronomers and space enthusiasts. So, there you have it, 7 incredibly rare celestial events that will grace our skies in 2026. From total solar eclipses to planetary alignments, from meteor shower enhancements to Saturn's vanishing rings, 2026 is shaping up to be a year that reminds us of how dynamic and amazing our universe truly is. The beautiful thing about these events is that they require no special expertise to appreciate. Yes, a telescope enhances the experience, and yes, knowing the science makes it more meaningful, but at their core, these are experiences that connect us to the cosmos in the most fundamental way. They're the same sky events that inspired our ancestors to build observatories, to create calendars, to wonder about our place in the universe. My advice? Start planning now. Mark these dates in your calendar. If you can travel to see the total solar eclipse, do it. Join a local astronomy club for the meteor showers and planetary alignments. Set up a viewing party for the lunar eclipse. These events are rare enough that missing them means waiting years or even decades for another chance. And maybe most importantly, share these experiences with others. Bring your kids, your friends, your family. Let them see what can happen when we look up instead of down at our screens. Because in a world that often feels chaotic and divided, these cosmic events remind us that we're all sharing the same sky, the same planet, the same moment in time. What celestial event are you most excited about in 2026? Let me know in the comments below. And if you've ever witnessed a total solar eclipse or any of these other phenomena, I'd love to hear about your experience. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want more content about the wonders of astronomy and space. Until next time, keep looking up.